שלום לכולם, אנחנו כאן עם דוקטור אקאר, ואנחנו ככה רצינו לשאול אותו שאלות, להתעניין, להכיר אותו גם, אז עשינו ריאיון איתו באנגלית, והוא נמצא פה איתי, אז hello Dr. Ackar, how are you?
Hello, welcome, thank you very much. You're welcome to our clinic. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very happy to see your clinic because it's a very beautiful clinic. It's new, right?
It's new, yeah. It's like about 6-7 months.
6-7 months.
Ago it's finished, and we want to give to our patients a nice clinic which they feel comfortable, a nice modern clinic.
What is the idea behind this clinic?
The idea is it's making something not like exact like a hospital, to make it more like modern, and if the patients arrives, they feel much more comfortable. It's not like, as you see, it's not like a classic hospital line, because classic hospitals make sometimes more, I believe, more stress. We try to make something futuristic.
We really don't know you yet, so I would like, if you can tell us something about yourself, tell us.
Of course. My name is Levent. I'm born in Germany. My family is there. After I studied a while in Germany, I come to Istanbul, to Turkey, and I study medicine in Turkey, Istanbul University Medical Faculty, and I finished here in medicine school. During the medicine school, I go also to Germany to get another education about medical field. After I finished my medical school, I decided to make about aesthetic field. And after I make some research, I met some friends, some older persons than me. I decided to focus on hair transplantation.
But you don't have this problem.
Not yet. Because I care, I use some medications.
Yeah?
Yes, I take Propecia. I do sometimes mesotherapy injections, PRP injections, so I care about it. For now, until now, I don't have any problem.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you believe in those treatments, right?
Yes, I believe.
So you get a lot of Israeli patients, right?
Yes.
What can you tell us about them, like from your point of view?
Of course. We have in our clinic a lot of patients from all around the world, from States to China. And we have also a lot of patients from Israel, which makes us very happy. We are very happy to get them in our clinic, and we try to give them the best results, the newest technologies. And I can say Israeli patients, they search a lot before. And this is what makes me happy. Because people who are searching, they can find good places. And after a lot of research, if they found us, this is something positive for us. So we get, I think, I hope, good results. We had a lot of patients in the last 2-3 years, and what we see about the outcomes, about the updates, our patients are very satisfied.
How do you choose who's suitable for hair transplant and who's not?
It is so, we are working mostly on online consultations. This is because we have a lot of inquiries from all around the world, so we have not physical offices everywhere. So our system works online, and what we are looking for, we are asking first of all if they have any health problem, any health issue, if they have any skin disease, any skin problem, and of course we check the donor area, and we compare the donor area to the hair loss area, and some cases are not suitable for a hair transplantation. If we believe we cannot give a satisfied result to the patients, we don't recommend the operation. But what we see is in the last 5 years, 6 years, because the body hair transplantation comes also very popular. So we take hairs from the beard, from the chest, we are checking also body hairs. If we see the person have good body hairs, even if he's Norwood 7, if he has good density, even if it's small area, so we try to give them a realistic information what they can have and what they cannot have, and we try to give them online 90-95% realistic information.
What do you consider a good hair transplant?
So a good hair transplantation is very important, and each step must be made very carefully. Each step. It is a real large teamwork, from the extraction and how do you check the follicles. You have to prepare the single grafts, multiple grafts. You have to support the follicle outside the body. It's very important. If you don't care about this, even if you make the extraction very well, they will dry outside. So each step is very important. Each step can harm another step. You can take the grafts perfectly out, but if you don't care about the incision, for example, you can make a perfect implantation, but if the incision is wrong, you can harm the result. So that's why I tell anytime each step is more important than the other one, and we have to care about all the steps very carefully, very precisely. And for the hairline design, it is not only about the form of the line, it's also about the density distribution, about the transplantation step, which hair follicle should become in which direction, at which angle, at which position. And if we care all about this, we get very natural results. For the hairline, of course, we have to check the donor area, we have to check the needed area, and then we have to decide for the level. Sometimes we have to design the hairlines up, especially because otherwise we cannot get a good density. Sometimes you can do very low hairlines if the patient's age is okay, if the donor area is okay. If you don't have aggressive hair loss in his family history, then you have more options for the hairline. But each person is really special and unique and needs very careful analysis and consultation.
So you match the hairline to the patient. It's not like they're not getting the same hairline.
No, they not get the same hairline. You have to balance it. You have to fix to the face. It's not only the face. You have to fix it to the donor area. You have to think about if you need another session in future or not. You have to check his age.
Let's talk about the sessions. Actually, it's interesting. You are doing a thing called mega session. Like you're doing day after day.
Yeah.
You separate the hair transplantation to two parts.
Yes.
Can you explain it? What is it and why do you do it?
Yes. It is so. We try to use the smallest instruments as possible on the both sides, on the donor area and on the implantation area. So small, so possible. Sometimes if you try to get too small, you can damage the grafts during the extraction. So we try to find out during the operation, we put different punch sizes on the table, and we try to find out which punch is better for the patient. Sometimes we use different punch sizes on one head. For example, on the sides, on the back, we have finer hairs where we're using smaller punches. If you come to the center, we change the punch size. We get very carefully, as precise as possible, as small as possible, and this takes time. And we are taking the single follicles, and single follicles are not also the same. We have different type of single follicles. The single hairs which we take from the side or from the lower part of the donor area is not the same as on the central part on the donor area. So we try to get the finest one, the softest one, to put it on the front line, and then we try to put the thicker single hairs or the multiple grafts behind the front line. So in this details, and we use also implanter pens. We don't use the forceps. With forceps you can make faster implantation. It gets faster. In per minute you can put more grafts. But if you use implanter pens, loading the graft precisely, implant them in the pre-made incision, this takes a bit more time. So our limit is in one day like 3,500 grafts. Sometimes we have very good donor areas, we have very good body hairs, we are increasing the number to 5,000 grafts, 6,000 grafts, then we split it on 2 days.
Can you tell us what technologies you use here?
Yes, we are using implanted pen system. Implanted pens have different advantages in compared to the forceps. Traditional, the biggest reason is the graft is protected during the implantation. And if we make the next day controls, we take in the grafts sometimes out like randomly to control the graft. After 24 hours, you can see that some grafts, some hairs on the grafts are broken if you use forceps. And this means the graft, for example, have 3 hairs, but it will not grow as 3 hair back. It will grow 2 hair, maybe 1 hair, or maybe nothing will grow back. So this is a different situation. It depends on the skin type. It depends on the density, what we want to achieve. It depends also about the experience about the clinic. So we are using mostly implanted pens because implanted pens means the grafts are protected during the implantation and we get the highest success rates. This is what I see in my clinic in long years. But still in some patients you can use FUE, classic the forceps implantation. You get very similar results. But you have to choose which one should have the penciled one, which one have the implanted pen.
Most of the people are getting the implant.
Implant pen, yes, that's correct. Most of people, it's like 80% they choose the implant pen.
When did you start doing that?
We started doing that like 4 years ago. And we try to see the differences about the density, and not only about the density, about the faster results. We get also a bit like faster, earlier results, and especially on the crown. Everybody knows that the crown is more difficult to get the higher success rate, but on the crown you see the difference is much higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was really good. A person can have a hair transplant.
Yeah. It is so, the age is important for a hair transplantation, but also the hair loss stage is very critical. We had patients who are 18 years old, 18 and who have Norwood 5-6 hair loss. Minoxidil doesn't help to regrow on the hair, PRP sessions doesn't help for regrow on the hair. His Norwood 5 comes close to Norwood 6. So for this patient, there is no reason to wait because he changed, it affects his social life, he go to school and nobody have hair loss. So everybody is asking him, do you have any health problem? What's going wrong with you? And this affects his social life. First of all, we have to try medications. If this not work, then we can make a hair transplantation. But of course, with a good planning for think about the future and to support his existing hairs with medications. I recommend strongly to take PRP sessions, to use finasteride, to use Regain, minoxidil. But of course, these medications are also unique for patients. Each person have to have a special planning for the future.
And you make the plans for them?
Yes.
Yeah.
During the consultation, we take our notes and we write what we recommend for him for the future, for the next years. And of course, we can support them if they update the pictures with us. For example, after 2 years, after 3 years, we recommend them also vitamin tablets. And these treatments helps as long as you take them. If you stop these treatments, so the support comes back also.
So do you have any tips for people that are interested in getting a hair transplant or someone that already did?
Yes, for people who are researching, I recommend to follow the forums, checking the results of the clinics, pictures, videos, and research about the techniques. This is very important. Of course, people nowadays, very strong forums, YouTube channels, Instagram, so people see a lot before. They have a lot of chance for making good research. I just say, be careful, give you time, make your right decision. It's very important because the donor area, these hairs are like a gold for the people. If you have one large operation, If it's not a success, it will be very difficult to fix it. To fix the operation is more difficult.
Are you still excited when you see your patient's results?
Of course, anytime. This makes us happy.
Thank you very much. I had a really good time.
You're welcome.